All right, let's start.
Mhm.
So could you tell me your full name, please?
Hello, my name is Minjung Kim, but I prefer called by Kimberly.
Mm.
My English name, yeah.
Okay. And are you working or are you a student?
I'm a student right now. I'm in Gyeonggi University in Department of Tourism and Tourism and Event Management. Yep.
And do you like your major?
I do like my major. It's very interesting. We learn about international conferences and tourism, basically. But my favorite part would be branding and marketing, which is like super interesting.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about morning time.
Okay.
So do you like getting up early in the morning?
Oh, I am 100% for sure morning person. I would get up at around 7 so that I can do my morning routine, like yoga, writing journals. So yeah, I'm definitely a morning person.
And what did you do in the morning when you were younger?
When I was younger, actually, when I was young, I wasn't a morning person. I would always tell my mom like 10 more minutes, please, and just lie in bed. So as a kid, I didn't really enjoy morning. Yeah.
Okay. And do you spend your mornings doing the same things on both weekends and weekdays?
I try to do that. I am so into routines. I always like to do the same thing over and over again, which for some people might sound a little bit boring, but for me it's just a way to start my day. So yes, I would definitely keep the routine.
Okay. And do you think it's important to eat breakfast in the morning?
So I used to think that it's very important to eat breakfast to gain the energy for the day to get started. But to be honest, right now I don't really eat breakfast. I would just drink coffee. It's so much easier, and I feel like I want to spend more time on doing something else than eating breakfast, which is kind of, I don't know, but yeah, I feel that way.
Indeed. All right, now we're going to talk about sports programs.
Okay.
So do you like watching sports programs on TV?
Yes and no. It depends on what sports program it is. For example, I am really into volleyball, especially like Korean women volleyball. So I would definitely watch that. But except for that, no, not really. So it depends on the programs. Yep.
And do you like to watch live sports games?
If it's like Olympic, like a big sports event, I would definitely watch, since I'm also studying event. So it's also like studying, but also watching something fun. But if it's not like a big event, I wouldn't watch. Yeah.
Okay. And who do you like to watch sports games with?
My friends or my family. I don't think it really depends like who I'm watching. Actually it depends. I like to watch it with people who likes the sports, so we can cheer for the same team. Maybe we can argue. I think that way it's even more fun.
Yep. And what kind of games do you expect to watch in the future?
In the future, I am not sure about that question, but yeah, I would again go for the volleyball, since I'm really into it, and yeah, volleyball, I'll say. Yeah.
Okay. And when you were a child, did you used to play sports?
Yes, a lot. So during middle school, I was in international school in China. We had a lot of afternoon like activities. So I would play soccer, volleyball, basketball, track. I did a lot of sports. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that will do for part one.
Okay.
So we'll go on to the second part now. Your question. This is the one.
Okay.
There you go. There's a pencil for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I'll give you 1 minute to take some notes. You can begin. All right, that's 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, the part two question is describe a place in your country or part of your country that you would like to recommend to visitors.
Yep. I would recommend Haeundae, which is located in Busan. Haeundae is basically a beach. It's an area where you have so many things to do. For example, there would be swimming, surfing, beach ball, and there's a lot of like cute decorated cafes around. So it's very good for both people who likes to go into the water or don't. It's located in Busan for sure, but I'm not so good at geography, so I can't really say like which location it is, but it's somewhere in Busan. You can search up on Google Map. And I would really recommend this place since it's my hometown, first of all, so I really love Busan. And also it's super touristic place. You get to meet a lot of new people, you get to hang out. It's also a great place to hang out with your friends and family. And I have a lot of memories in Haeundae, so I just have this good feeling that if you go to Haeundae, you will have so much fun, make so much good new memories, and so on. So yeah, Haeundae is definitely a place I would recommend for the visitors. And also, I actually recommend it to my friends, which I met back in Germany. They actually knew about Haeundae since the Train to Busan, the movie, is super famous. So they were like, oh, I'm so into going there. And yeah, so Haeundae would be a great place for visiting. Yes.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so we'll go on to part 3 of the test now.
Okay.
All right. So, first question. Is it important to take photos when traveling?
Ooh, I love photo. Like, I would definitely say photo is a big part of traveling, since taking photo really makes you keep all the memories. So even the traveling or the trip is ended, you can always open your phone, and seeing those pictures make you go back to the time where you were having fun. So photos, videos, whatever that is, I would definitely, I think a lot of people should do that. Yes.
And are there any disadvantages of taking a lot of photos?
Yes, actually. So I traveled a lot of places in Europe. I, of course, took a lot of photos. But while taking photo, you might miss something special that's happening around you. So I think it's about choosing between, are you going to keep the memory for longer, or are you really into that place like at the moment right now? So, yeah.
And what do you think people usually do with their photos that they take?
A lot of things, actually. First of all, they would look at them and think of their good memories, but also they would post on social media since it's a big platform right now. I think social media is not only just about showing off, but it's also about telling people new informations and sharing good things.
Nice. And can you trust other people's travel journals on the internet?
That's a hard question. It depends on the person or the personality, I think. These days, a lot of people get sponsored by certain like platform, or they get a lot of sponsorship. So if it's sponsored by someone or something, that might make the post not so easy to believe. But if it's like really personal opinions about it, then yes, I would trust. But yeah, you would have to seek for those who have really good informations. Yeah.
Yes. And how do you think people get information about new travel destinations these days?
Actually, I was surprised about how people search for the information. I would usually go for Google or like Google Map for the informations. But for example, my friend and a lot of my friends around, they use Instagram to search up the information for traveling. So they would use hashtag to search up, for example, when they're going to a small country in, I don't know, Germany, they would search up like a small town in Germany. So it's so different these days, and there's a lot of information. So yeah.
Do you think, is there any difference in the way younger people travel and the way older people travel?
Totally, totally. I actually right now I'm studying about that. So older people would use a travel agent to go to certain places since they have a lot of money. First of all, it depends on people, of course, but they have a lot of money. They would invest to the agent, and they would see a lot of places, but they would still be in a bus moving together and everything, so they wouldn't care about like transportation and everything. But on the other hand, younger people, they would go for self-traveling, I'll say, if that's a word. Yeah, so I think there's a big difference, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, right. What do you think is the biggest advantage of traveling by yourself and not in a tour group?
Ooh, definitely. I think if you're traveling by yourself, you get to meet new people. It's easier to access since you're not in a group. You don't have friends around you, so you maybe get to reach out for help and stuff. And in that kind of, if that situation comes up, you get to meet a lot of new people, which is such a great opportunity. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
That will do us. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's start. Let's give you some feedback about your test. I would estimate your score to be 8.0 today. Really good test.
Thank you.
Very fluent, answered all the questions thoroughly and well. So that's very positive. There are a few grammar things I'll just point out, right? One habit I think of yours was using the word would, right? You'd say like, I would get up in the morning, I would just drink coffee instead of breakfast. There are many meanings to this word, right? But would can be used for past habits. So like when I was in middle school, I would hang out with my friends every day. It's kind of similar to used to in this situation. But in these ones, I would say like I usually, or I tend to, or I normally, any of these three. But like that popped up, I think, in part 1 and part 3. So I would just review that one, right? That's one. Other one, okay, it depends on people. It depends on people. When you use it depends on, we want to say it depends on the plus singular. So it depends on the person. Depends on the person. It depends on the season. Depends on the day. Yeah, so that's one rule we should go with. Okay, I asked you, who did you like to watch sports with? And you said, I don't think it depends who I watch sports with. A better word there would be matters. Matters. I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters.
Or it matters who I watch the sports with. What else have we got? A couple of things with plurals. When you talked in part 3, taking photo, make sure to put the S there. Taking photos. Taking photos is important. And I have traveled to a lot of places a couple of times there. One other thing with plural, right? New informations. So information is a uncountable noun. So yeah, new information. You can say like piece of information, but information itself is uncountable. One other one, right? Seek for. Okay, look for. So with seek, S-E-E-K, we have no preposition. So seek new information. But with look, look for new information. Search for new information. Yeah. So there's just a few things, but it was a really good test, very fluent, answered the questions well. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.